So here I am in Audacity, and I'm just going to show you what I do with my audio editing. It's going to be a quick video just in case anyone's interested. I've just played parts, I think they're 26 and 27 of Alien Isolation. So this is the raw audio from it. I'll be showing you behind the scenes of other things as well, but this is the easiest thing for me to do, so I thought I'd just do it now. Okay. So this is Audacity. It's a free open source piece of software that you can download from the internet, and so never pay for it. And it's being updated fairly regularly, but it's awesome. So go and get it. I record my gameplay with Bandicam at the moment because it records smaller files and it works a treat. That's actually how I'm recording this video right now. I use Audacity with my Blue Yeti microphone in order to record the game, well, not the game footage, sorry, my commentary. So let's jump straight into what I do. This is the raw recording, as you can see. So it's 1 hour, 10 minutes long, roughly. What I start off by doing is, at the very beginning, I'm going to just sort of go to the start, by pressing home and, control and mouse wheel to zoom in and so on. But at the start here, I recorded about 10 seconds of silence. Now that's quite important because what I want to do is remove the noise from the entire track using this special tool. First of all, let me just show you by going back to this. This is what it sounds like before I edit it, and it sounds all sexy. I went through him. This is bullshit. This is a fucking bullshit part of the game. I'm really not enjoying it. You're getting me each time. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I was being a bit petulant there. I'd been hit by Android several times and I was getting a bit frustrated, but it gets so good from then on, trust me. So what I do, that sounds a bit flat, that sounds a bit quiet, and of course there's loads of spikes like, let me show you. There's loads of spikes like this, so it's very quiet here. That's the problem here. So it's a bit quiet, and then it goes really loud. How did you miss? How the fuck did it? That went through him. And then there's really quiet bits again. Right, reactor maintenance. So what we want to do is just try and even all this out and then give it a bit of pizzazz to make it sound good. So first of all, oh my goodness, I zoomed in far there. Even though there's not very much background noise here, if you listen. Well, in fact, there's none at all because, there you go, little bits like that. Once it's boosted up, there will be some background noise. In fact, I can show you. Here we go. If I just boost it up by, 11, 12 decibels and repeat that a couple of times, here's the background noise you can hear. So that's really loud. That's my you can hear my radiator clunking away in the background and everything. Although you can't see it there, it's just, the data's there, it's just very, 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 very quiet. So what I want to do is just select all that background noise, go to Effect, hit Noise Removal, get Noise Profile there. And what it does is it takes a profile of that, so it just knows what it's looking for and would consider noise. Then I select the entire thing, and I go to Noise Removal again. And I've got these settings all set up how I like it, but you can play around with them. You can look them up on the internet to see, what you think. But generally, stock settings are okay. Noise reduction of 24 decibels will pretty much silence anything that you want to silence. So what it will do now is I'll click OK, and it's spending time now just going through this entire track, finding where it can sort of find a little profile like that. So taking that noise and removing it from the whole thing. So that's why it's quite important that you remain silent for that starting process. It does take a little while because, of course, we're working with a just over 1 hour long piece of audio. So this is going to be a big file. You'll also notice, actually, I'll mention this now, I've recorded in mono. I've chosen mono for my microphone input, and then, on the microphone itself, and then I've put mono there. So it's just recording direct from me, basically. Right, now what we want to do is, the next thing we want to do, all of these are out of proportion. So you've got some really quiet bits there, you've got some really loud bits there, and lots in between. So Control E, that selects the whole thing and maximizes it. So if you're zoomed in and you want to get back out quickly, Control E, it'll take you back out. Very nice feature. So what we want to do is go to Effect and then Compressor. Now, this is, again, I leave these bottom four alone. Sometimes I mess about with noise floor, but quite honestly, I don't really know what it means. Make sure these two are unticked. That's the main thing. And then you select, if it's just speech you're doing and there's not really a lot of big spikes and it's just more even, you can lower this. Excuse me. You can lower this, and what that'll do is it'll even it out, but not too much. What I need to do though is stick it up. I usually do it, yeah, if I'm just doing normal speech where there's no real, spikes or anything, I do it about 15 to 18. If it's really loud, like spikes, like you can see here, I do about -40. And then what that does is it takes all of the really loud bits, well, it takes everything, and it compresses it all down. So what it'll do it proportionally. So the really loud bits will go down by a lot, and then the not so loud bits like this will go down by quite a bit, and then the much less loud bits like that will go down by a bit more, and the really quiet bits pretty much won't go down much at all, but they will a bit. So there you go. That's evened out all that. Now if you listen to it, I bet they won't even follow me in here. That's all quite quiet. So what we want to do is get that back up to a nice loud level again. Now I'm going to be doing this quite a lot during this little run through, normalizing. It's wonderful. I usually do it to about -1 decibel. What that's going to do is it's going to raise the whole thing, and the loudest bit is 1 decibel under clipping. So 1 decibel under the maximum. There you go. So that's probably that bit there. What that means is it takes everything up equally. So where we've compressed it all and made it all more kind of equal with itself, relative to itself. I'm gesticulating with my hands here. This is ridiculous. What it's done, so it's taken the noisy bits and it's shut it down, and it's taken the quiet bits and shut them down a tiny bit, so it's a lot more even. Now normalizing brings it back up to normal, as you can understand. So what that's done is brought it back up, and that's great. So now the quiet bits are a bit louder. That'd be good. There you go. Actually, no, keep the flamethrower for emergencies. Bit better. What's this? Getting it bang on. Right, watch. I'm getting frustrated there as well. Brilliant. So we've got some nice loud bits still. And make sure I get him though. That's the thing. That's the problem here. How did you miss? How the fuck did that went through him? Time. And then you've got quieter bits there. So that's a bit better, but what I want to do, I want to get it so the quiet bits are just that little bit louder, because they've got all of the background of the game to contend with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the hard limiter. This is quite a bit like the compressor, but instead of actually compressing it, it just chops off the top of things. Like anything that's above, let's say, this line here will get chopped off. And that makes it so, you don't compress anything else. You just really get rid of the big spikes. And you can set how much it goes down by. 0 is obviously at the very top, all the way down to -50, which presumably is at the very bottom. There at the very bottom. I don't really want to do -50. I usually stick it to around -6 or so. And that usually works for me. But it depends on how much of your other stuff is. I don't want it to be touching any of this stuff. There you go. You see? If I undo it, you can see that's cut those bits off. And if I redo it, it doesn't affect the already quieter bits. I call them shorter bits. So now, when I normalize it, excuse me, it will, if you watch, it'll take everything a long way up now. There you go. Nice and loud. Let's have a listen. Just run past every fucker, shall we? Lovely. Just run past every fucker, shall we? Okay, so now what we want to do is find ourselves a little place. So if we say, let's listen to this bit here, shall we? No, this bit here, sorry. Shit. Oh, there it is! Wow, you can actually hear the headphones coming through. It was quite a loud part of the game. So you heard that bit, and you've heard that it's, it sounds pretty good. What I want to do now is just make it really, really click. You want to be able to really hear it. So we equalize under effects. Now what this does is it lets us increase either the bass or the middle or the high notes in our range. So all the deep rumbling bits, like my sexy rumbling voice, will be this bit. So what I've done is I've just sort of boosted that up a little bit, so it's got a little bit more presence. It's got a bit more oomph to what I'm saying in the game, of course. I've got a curve selected to Storpey, but you can just muck around and do whatever you want with it. That's going to sound horrible. So let's put it back to Storpey. And then here, this is the important bit, really. I like a bit of bass in my game, but not many people, do. But what I want to do here is the vocal spot, the really sort of sweet bit where vocals mainly lie is around the 5,000 hertz mark, the 5 kilohertz mark. Lower kilohertz and lower hertz, in fact, are lower notes, and then higher ones are higher notes. And I think this pretty much represents the range of the human hearing spectrum thing. So what I've done is, this is the very peak of where the voice is excellent. And then I've just taken a little bit more, just going down a little bit. I should probably move that back, actually. But what that's going to do is it's going to make my voice much clearer, and it makes the S's, as we get higher up, the higher notes like the S's, they become a little bit more pronounced as well. So it really cuts through the game audio, and you're able to hear what I'm saying a lot better, because obviously that's what I want. That's the goal of this. I want to be able to cut through the game, but not drown it out. Excuse me, I've got a really bad throat today. So if you look, it'll just change. So it's changed a little bit. I don't know quite how to describe what's changed, but it's certainly become a lot louder in some places, because of course I've raised the volume for those bits. So now, if you look here, make sure I get him though, that's the thing. That's the problem here. Here we go. Sounds good. How did you miss? So that's hitting the very top, and I don't want it to be hitting the top, because that's going to cause distortion in other programs when I'm using it. So if I normalize it again to just the -1 decibel, it will take it just down and give me that little bit of extra, wiggle room. So normalizing can build it up to the place you want it, but it can also take it down to the place that you want it, just like that. So I think that's a nice graph. Actually, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hard limit it one more time, probably to around just under 5. This time, because I just want to take the tops off of that and just make it louder again. So you can play around. It doesn't muck up the audio quality by doing this. Oh shit, that's a bit much. How do I know it's a bit much? It's all just experience and guesswork, really. Once you get to doing bits like this, no one's going to give a shit what your vocals sound like. But it's good to get it as good as you possibly can. There we go. Let's normalize it one more time. And this will be our final bit of track. So if we remember where we were, in fact, I can show you the difference. This is my final vocal. You ready? Shit! Honestly! How is it such a fucking crap aim? Oh, right, that's not good for me, is it? But there you go. That's what that sounded like. Now let's go back and listen to what it sounded like before. In fact, let me just put this a little way there. There we go. If we go all the way back to hear what it sounded like at the very start, undo everything. Oh shit, not that much undoing. Let's re-record it. There we go. Right, I think it's this bit here, isn't it? Oh, there it is. Nope, but we'll use this now. Okay, sorry. Right. Oh, there it is. There he is. After all of the edits. Oh, there it is. There he is! Oh, in the strobe lights as well. And then there's a bit of a jump. Shall I reveal it for you? Oh crap, there are at least 3 or 4 of them! Spoilers. So it sounds better. I think it sounds better. It's obviously a lot easier for me to show you if I'm just doing a general kind of talking video rather than screaming and shouting and the background of my headphones leaking and so on. But it does vastly improve the vocal quality. Right. Okay, let go of me. Can you hear me repeatedly smashing A? Okay, so that's pretty much all for that. Now I'll just do a bit of extra that I always forget to do, and that is to turn it into a stereo. Because if you put this into a video editing program, it will more than likely just listen to it as your left speaker, so you'll only have it coming out of the left, which is crap. So what we want to do is just have it in both ears, or in both left and right, in stereo basically. So what we want to do is add a new audio track. This won't occur, like it will already record with 2 channels if you've recorded in stereo. But as I recorded in mono, I do this. So I select the first track, stick it down here, press home, and put it there again. So it's entirely synced up, and now it will be coming out of the left and right. You won't be able to notice any difference now, but it will be coming out of the left and right speakers shortly. So hit this arrow, make it the left channel. Hit this arrow, make it the right channel. And then hit the first arrow again, make it a stereo track. Now it is one track. So anytime I select anything, it will be the whole track itself. Here we go, let's have a listen. Long to shoot. If I let go now. And I fucking miss, of course. So that's pretty much entirely it. You can save the project. I'll show you, save the project as, it will save as an AUP file. That's just an Audacity project file, much like your video project files. It's got all the raw data and all of this, so you can open it in Audacity again. Obviously, I can't use that, so let's just export it as a WAV, Microsoft Assigned 16-bit PCM, which is a pretty much lossless quality, into the folder that I want it, Alien Isolation. Bam! It asks for lots of metadata, which is if you want to give your song names and things, but we don't want to do that. And then we export it. So I've got a fairly decent PC, and the whole process here, the exporting process, takes about 20-30 seconds, depending on how long I've been recording for. This whole process, I don't know how long I've been recording, maybe 20 minutes or so, but usually this entire process, when I'm not explaining it and going back and showing you and everything, this whole process takes about 5 minutes generally. It's very nice and quick, 5 to 10 minutes, and it's definitely worth it. So I hope that's been good for you. That's now created the WAV file, and you should, here we go. Let's have a listen. I don't know what the alien is and what the bloody facehuggers are and everything. Oh, more spoilers there, but you should have seen that episode by the time you get to this anyway. So that's everything. That's the entire Audacity part of things, and that's my audio. I will show you on upcoming behind the scenes things. I'll show you my setup, I'll show you how I do the recording, I'll show you the editing process, I'll show you everything, but not that. So I hope it's been useful, and I hope to see you all on the next one. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye-bye. Let's drop this a sec. How do I drop it? That's that button. Smash!